What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. It's been a huge day for news and all kinds of things going on today in the Division. I'm late to the game, but I'm here with your Division Live super speedy roundup. If you didn't get a chance to watch the live before, it was about 2 hours in total. I have basically watched it. I put all of the good juicy stuff into one easy compact list. I'm going to read it out for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what your favourite part of the live was. And let's get straight into it. So first of all, they talked about the Season 2.0 modifiers. First up being that they're going to make some changes very, very soon. That the leaders will be the only people that have control of the modifiers in the groups. That's how it was meant to be. It's kind of all over the place at the moment. That is going to change. No modifiers in the raid, but I thought that had already been fixed, so I don't know why they repeated that, but that's that. They're going to make it so that all priority objectives will give Battle Pass XP. Requital and Master of None are getting changes to make them much less punishing. Requital will be slightly different. We're not getting exact details on that, but they are removing the shock ammo from Master of None. There's also going to be more changes, but that will be a little bit further down the line. They're the changes that we'll see sooner rather than later. Next, they talked about other things kind of to do with Seasons 2.0. They said in the next season, they're going to make the hostile modifiers much more simple and less punishing. They want them to feel like more fun, basically. And so that basically the hostile modifier won't completely eclipse our modifier when we have it equipped. They'll just basically have, you know, a smaller effect on the power of that modifier. They're going to make it that we unlock the modifiers faster. They're also going to make it so that triggering the active modifiers is much easier. Right now we have to aim at the enemy, we have to then press T, and you get the kind of animation on the screen. That's also been a little bit buggy. That was part of my feedback right back on the PTS, so I'm glad that that is a change that is coming to happen. They're also going to make UI improvements to make it easier to understand when you've got a modifier on or when the modifier is recharging or not. Again, that was part of my feedback, so great that we're going to see that soon as well. They're going to make active modifiers last longer. Every man's dream. Everything needs to last a little bit longer, which again is great because it does kind of feel like that power that you get does come and go really, really quickly. They're also going to make more interesting objectives in parts of the journey. And they're also going to make them a little less grindy. They're also going to make changes so that the journey unlocks all active and passive modifiers. So rather than having to go to priority objectives to get some modifiers and then journey for your active modifiers, everything's going to be wrapped up in your journey. And then they did kind of talk about that the objectives will be dependent on where you are within that unlocking scale. They're also going to let you get more Battle Pass XP from more places, making it more like the old Battle Pass a little bit, so that basically you can do whatever you want, but still, you know, so even if you don't want to do the journey, you'll be able to still get Battle Pass XP really, really quickly. They're going to be more generous in the re-roll of priority objectives, so that you're not kind of getting naff ones all of the time if you do spend some of the currency to re-roll. They're also going to remove the priority objectives that are a timed spawn. They understand that that is frustrating. They're going to make changes to the descent one, or maybe remove it, because obviously people at the moment are jumping in, doing the requirements of the objective, and then just bouncing out when people might actually want to carry on in descent, and it's kind of spoiling people's experience. And they're also looking at how to save the modifiers, so you don't have to basically keep equipping them on every time that you log in or log out or jump areas or something like that. Then they talked about general fixes and things like that. The rifle audio issue is being looked at. Group progression for objectives is also being looked at. That was one of my great big gripes with all of this. You know, it's a group play game, but you know, the objectives and the journey really do favor just playing everything solo. So they're looking at that, for instance, ones where you have to get the kill, you know, and things like that. And they then showed us some of the Christmas stuff, and what I'll do is I'll quickly pull up a screenshot for that. So this was the trailer they played. The gear actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest. We'll just pause it there. So they're going to be knees that have a talent. So bringing back knee talents, the Snow Machine, Flurry. Every status effect you apply will also apply Snowfall to the targets. So the question is, what does Snowfall do? We don't actually know. Apart from this now, you can see here, there's kind of a snow animation over the enemies. It did seem to apply like a pulse type effect. But I guess that was maybe them just triggering the snowfall. I don't really know. Maybe it was. But I don't know if it actually hurts the enemies or does anything otherwise. It just seemed to show that, you know, that was it really. That it put like a bit of an animation over them. So hopefully it does do something. I would like to see that, but I guess we will see. They did also then show this part here, which we'll just flick to very quickly. This is kind of the track, I guess. There is actually going to be two tracks, an easy track and a hard track. This is the easy track basically. So you get the Rudy balaclava, the Rudy pants, the Rudy shirt, the Rudy boots, the Rudy vest, the Snow Machine named knee pads, and then there's just extra time to complete them if you don't do them back to back to back to back to back. There's going to be some harder things that you can do. They call them, they're actually going to be in a project form, so harder projects that will get you kind of exotic components and caches and things like that, just as a little bit of something extra. But as you can see here, it's going to be day one, Grand Washington Hotel, then Viewpoint Museum, DCD headquarters, Jefferson Trade, Urban Space, and then Potomac Events Center. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the event. The artwork is fire as usual, as you can see. Like, I really do like it. So yeah, this is really good, really bright. Love the snowman themed around it. Any guesses in the comments to what brand set the knee pads will be? I'm not actually familiar with this. I'm kind of hoping they're electric. That would be nice, as it's got status effects on it. Meaning that we could potentially get some really good ones and roll them pretty easy and then put them in a status effects build just for that little bit of Christmas cheer. That would be cool. I really don't think I've got any electric knee pads handy to take a look. Maybe if we apparel it. Knees. No, we have to transmog it, don't we? So let's just have a quick toot through this menu here. So they were kind of triangular, right? Yeah, so they kind of come down into like a triangular mask style. Not, no. Could be them. Could be Alps Summit, yeah. I think it's Alps. The grey bit sticking out the side there with the dashing. Grey bit sticking out the side with the dashing. It could be Alps. But then... Ah, okay. So they're Alps. Oh, okay, that's Alps. That's still Alps. It's definitely not them. No, it's definitely not them. Oh, Alps. As you can tell, that's not the greatest. That is not the greatest. Alps is healing as the one piece bonus, right? I'll just double check that very quickly. Can't craft Alps. Whatever. Is the game pulling my arm here or what?
It feels so good to sit down. My back was killing me.
Alps. Repair skills. That's not great if it is. That is not great, chat, if that's the drill. That's not great. Please don't equip that. So I guess we'll see. If it's repair skills, I'm a little bit gutted. Electric would have been really, really good there. Because let's face it, if it's applied a status effect, you're going to want a status effect piece on them. Anyway, let's just carry on and move on. So we talked about the hard track, that's right. The hard track is going to be time trials. So it's their way of kind of bringing league type objectives back as a little bit of a test. So there will be time trials for you to get yourself them extra rewards. The Hoarder's making his way back. This time it'll be able to get everything. It should all be working. Everything should be good. So you'll be able to get yourself a harvest with damage target out of cover if you didn't manage to get one next time. That starts on December the 10th and runs all the way till December the 26th. Global events in Division 1 are still being looked at. Don't worry about it. You just kind of pick that out of chat as somebody asked. What else are we on here? Oh, the friend referral scheme. They just went over that. There was nothing special there. But then they talked about the Lexington new AR that should be in your items right now. A little bit of a warning. If you log in and your items are full, you won't get granted it, which is a little bit of a gutting. You will get granted the skins that you get, but you won't get granted the actual gun itself. If you log in on a level 30, you'll get a level 30 version that you cannot upgrade. And if you log in on a hardcore, you'll actually lose it if you die. There's no way right now of getting another one. The devs are looking into fixing people that got level 30 ones and didn't get one at all. But obviously that is TBA right now. It's a brand new gun that comes with 3 skins. Bronze, silver and gold. And I can show you them very quickly right now. So this is the gold one with the SHD veteran on. And basically if you logged in from the 1st of the 1st 2024, you'll get all skins. Any other time shorter than that, you might only get the bronze and the silver. The dates were very small. I couldn't tell what they were, but basically I just managed to grab the 1st of the 1st 24 means you'll get all 3 if you've been playing since that date. It's a full auto LVAOC named, and it doesn't, but what's weird about it is it doesn't take up any stash space. When you put it in your items or put it in your stash, the number just doesn't change. I don't know if that's intended or not. Little bit weird. Yannick did talk about that it's got perfect stats, and on his version, it actually showed the total damage here being a slightly darker yellow. I don't know if it's my game or my monitors or what, but even looking at my OBS now, mine looks exactly the same. He did talk about that he was on a dev version, but let me know in the comments down below, is yours slightly different shade of yellow here? Because he talks about basically guns that have perfect stats. And this is like a new thing into the game. But again, you know, the Harvest would have had them, and I can't see a different tone, you know, shade of yellow there either. Maybe it's just a bug, maybe it's just my monitors not being that great, but let me know in the comments down below. If we're looking at the skins, as I was, there is the Veteran Gold one, the Veteran Bronze, and the Veteran Silver. Silver looks more blue for me right now. It's a little bit, I suppose that is silver. But I really just like the gold one. I think it's ace, and it has the SHD Veteran on here as well. This is all more reminiscent a little bit of a gun that they've got called the Knot in the Chinese version. It's got a very similar design here with kind of, you know, string or as with ropes, but they got knots on theirs. So very similar, and yeah, interesting to see that that design is potentially here a little bit as well. That is it for that. They also talked about the Stalker collab again, saying they're going to have opportunities to give some more away. They did so in the live there, but they also said look out in the official Discord. They're going to be giving away the Stalker game as well via raffles, and there's also a new photo mode competition as well. They then moved on to the Q&A section where they just answered the questions from the chat. 5 times XP is broken again for some people, which is disappointing, but they're going to look at it. The 5 times XP event ends on December the 1st at midnight, I assume EU time. People said, can we have more loadouts? Yannick said that would be nice. They also asked, can we have snow? They said no snow in DC. Obviously, though, we are getting a little bit of snow with this new talent. No new raid, no new DZ, no new incursion as of yet, but they said nothing's off the table. They are going to look at bringing apparel events back, but they need to change the format of them because it doesn't work for the Season 2.0 model that they've got. So they are sorting them out. It's going to be a little while. They're going to sort out better ways of doing the paid apparel, because obviously it's in some of the paid apparel that they've had, you've not been able to buy singular items from that set, so they want to make that better and do better. There is going to be a patch next week addressing some of the smaller features that they already talked about. They said there'll be patch notes, but it'll be at some point later on. Classifieds are not making a return to the Division 2. There is no new DLC news. They did talk about the DLC version of the game. The China version of the game. Somebody was talking, you know, there's been a lot of coverage, basically, like me and a few other content creators have been playing the Chinese version. And Daria mentioned that she likes the cat mask and the dino suit from the Chinese version of the game. And then she went on to say, in exact words, "But we are not talking about it yet." And then her and Yannick were smiling. Now, am I reading too much into this? Am I not? But is the dino suit making an appearance in our version of the Division 2? Some people will hate me for it. I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. And if you are subscribed to me on X, you'll have seen that last night I posted this. This is me in the Chinese version of the Division 2. They recently gave this away free as part of a different event that they've got going on right now. Yes, doesn't fit. Yes, it doesn't fit with the law, blah, blah, blah. But it's so much fun. The belly wobbles, the head wobbles. I have a fantastic time with it. I am absolutely here for it. So whether that's going to happen or not, I guess we will see. They did say that there's going to be some future changes coming to gear sets that didn't get any love in the major kind of fix they did last time with Project Resolve and then the Seasons 2.0 changes. E.g. things like True Patriot have not had any love. They did say they've got some plans for stuff like that, but it's again TBA, it's coming soon. No specialization changes right now, but they do want to look at maybe perhaps making it a little bit easier for us in having all of the gun bonuses on all at the same time. No PvP updates, no crossplay, no cross progression, no raid or incursion news yet, but the options are on the table, which I think we mentioned once before. Modifiers for this season will be gone next season. They will always change. We will not have any repeat seasonal modifiers, but they did say if a seasonal set of modifiers are very good, they will perhaps look at seeing if they could bring them back like a GE type event, so that basically people could still, play older ones that have actually done particularly well because they got a lot of good feedback. One person said they want the scuba diver costume. They wasn't sure if they were trolling or not. They said that they were not, but they did say, and had a little bit of a laugh about it, that everybody hated that when it came out, but yet there does seem to now be some love for it as people can no longer get it. They've no plans to bring any more gear from Division 1 to Division 2, e.g. strikers and things like that. It was kind of a special thing that they did once, and they don't really want to make it unspecial. Moving forward, bringing everything from Division 1 over into Division 2. The Dragov helmet is still being looked at. Division 1 is not being closed down, but yet they are still looking at how to fix the GEs. They're just a little bit worried that it's not that easy of a task to do, and how much else they could actually break in doing so. So, yeah, still being looked at, not close to being fixed by the sound of it. All of your comms from Descent and things like that should be account-wide. They're looking into fixing that, because at the moment they only go onto the account that you get them on. So that's going to get fixed. And no masks from the Division 1 are going to appear in Division 2. It's not that easy of a transfer, unfortunately. So there's no plans for anything like that. That's going to be it for the video. It's been too long, so don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.